Release me, and I shall grant thee a rich reward.
He's lying! Chop him! Chop him!
Who has the most uncomfortable blanket in our house?
Like I climbed up in a tree and brought a book and a blanket.
And the blanket is on the floor, and I'm freezing.
I've slept in the bathtub a couple times. Hi, welcome to Comedy Parenting Radio.
The only show that could have paid taxes, but instead decided to spend its money on ice cream and motorcycles.
That's right. And we want to give a big shout out to our 3 listeners from Africa. I don't mean 3 people, 3 countries.
What are the 3 countries?
Uganda, Ethiopia, and Gabon.
Gabon, Gabon, Gabon.
In the studio tonight, I've got Joshua over there on the north wing. How's it going?
I honestly didn't expect to be recording a show 30 years into the future, but it's a good throwback.
Courtney over there in the assistant captain chair. How's it going?
Well, I'm enjoying it because the assistant captain chair is better than the captain chair.
That's a debatable topic.
They have better service over on your chair. Elijah, what's up with you?
Well, Dad gave me a ghillie suit for my birthday and said I don't want to see you again, so he can't even see me right now.
I just see some lips moving over there on the chair. Josiah, how's it going over there with you?
Nothing much.
On today's show, we're going to be talking about blankets. Everybody uses them. We'll be right back.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cool time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Comedy.
Parenting.
Radio. Radio.
All right, boys, prepare to be dazzled.
You were the strangest boy I have ever met.
Welcome back to Comedy Parenting Radio. We're talking about blankets. How many people in this room have a blanket? Raise your hand.
I've got one right now.
I know. Courtney, did you honestly know that we were going to talk about blankets today when you walked into the studio with a giant blanket wrapped around you?
No, I just am that good at predicting.
Why did you wear the blanket in here? Why?
'Cause they're comfy and cozy and
Blankety.
Because she is so tired that she could fall asleep any second now.
So when you're tired at home, you wrap yourself up in a blanket.
yeah.
How many people out there in the radio land walk around with a blanket on sometimes? Raise your hand out there.
That's a lot. Did you see all those people that raised their hands?
I see those hands. I see that hand over there in Gabon. So blankets are comfy and cozy, especially when you're tired. Who has the most uncomfortable blanket in our house?
Elijah. Always wool army.
Yeah. Elijah, why do you sleep under just only a wool blanket?
Because it helps me not fall asleep.
Why do you want to not fall asleep? Sleep is wonderful.
To you it is, not to me.
So that's why you sound so grumpy all the time.
It's like someone who walks around wearing wool underwear, you know?
Permanent scowl on their face.
Who has the nicest blanket in our family?
Dad.
Why do you think you have the nicest blanket, Courtney?
Because I have a fuzzy Batman blanket.
Why do you think you have the nicest blanket, Elijah?
Because it's so warm and cuddly, and
woolly.
Because it's warm on cold nights while everyone else is freezing. I'm already asleep.
I have a duvet.
Joshua, why do you think I have the nicest blanket in the family?
Because you have that big soft velvet duvet thingy.
Okay, we're talking about blankets. We'll be right back.
Are you stuck with a bratty little kid for the rest of the day? Maybe it's your grandkid, your neighbor's kid, or your own little brat because your spouse is a lousy parent. In any event, you can save yourself a big headache if you give them a copy of Dad the Tooth Fairy Didn't Come to look at. The funny pictures and big vocabulary will keep them busy for hours and hours while you sit on the couch and check your Facebook account. If you're looking for some peace and quiet, order your copy of Dad the Tooth Fairy Didn't Come from Amazon today.
You're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio.
Welcome back to Comedy Parenting Radio. We're talking about blankets.
Hey, I've got a question. Where are some really weird places that blankets end up in our family?
On the roof, like legit. There were 2 wool blankets on the roof with a book right next to them.
We know who that was.
I've had one in a tree before.
What do you mean, in a tree?
Like I climbed up in a tree and brought a book and a blanket.
And left the blanket up there?
Yeah.
Whew. I've seen blankets out in the garage, and the cats are sleeping all over them. And then the same cats are sleeping on blankets that fall down on our porch off of the wash line, and the cats are sleeping on them. And then I see blankets that fall off the wash line down below the house on the cliff, and the cats are sleeping on them.
Something about cats and blankets.
I saw a blanket on the Eiffel Tower.
Tell me about it.
The small one from Las Vegas.
How'd that work?
It was draped over it.
Really?
Small blanket from Las Vegas.
Guys, this is the most weirdest blanket story ever. Well, kind of a blanket story. One night, I curled up into a pillowcase, and when I woke up and I got out of bed, I heard a snap, crackle, pop, and my back was so refreshed.
So you used a pillowcase like a sleeping bag?
Yep.
You know, Linus has his blanket that he's kept with him since he was a little baby.
His blue blanket.
Yes, and he snaps it at things and does all kinds of cool stuff with it. What's one of the most favorite blankets you ever had?
Well, my favorite blanket would be the one I have currently. I've had it for about 3 years, maybe. It's really warm, it's really soft, and it's really, really good for wrapping yourself up like a mummy. If you ever do that when you sleep. You know, to wrap yourself up like a tortilla.
Probably one of my favorite blankets was when I was given a little blanket with a bear head on it, and I kept that, and I slept always with that until I was around 6 years old. And now it's just one of my favorite stuffed animals.
One of my most favorable blankets ever was probably when I was about 3. And it was the Snoopy one. The Snoopy in Woodstock. I remember that one, and we still have that blanket down in the basement somewhere.
My favorite blanket is the white one that you got me for Christmas. It's one of those nice fuzzy ones.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like silk when you are not really silk, but
really soft,
really
like
soft stuff.
Micro fleece.
Yeah.
My favorite blanket is always the one that stays on me all night long. How many times I've woken up and the blanket is on the floor and I'm freezing.
Note to self, get Dad a lead-lined blanket next year for Christmas.
don't believe it. My savings are gone. They're gone.
You're kidding.
Nope, they're gone. They're gone.
Okay, all right. Think about it. Where did you have them last?
I remember I was home, then I took them, and then I spent them on that vacation to Aruba. Then I bought this miniature suit of armor I saw in the In-Flight magazine.
And that's the last you saw of your savings?
Yes.
This is so weird.
I know, right?
Weird? Not really. Not saving now means no money later. You'd be surprised how quickly a little money from every paycheck can really add up. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
The armor is cool, though. Oops. I think I broke its gauntlet.
You broke my favorite part.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
I'm waiting!
Call me baby if you need a friend.
Captain, I must inform you, you're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio.
Everybody has to pay taxes. Even businessmen that rob and steal and cheat from people every day. Even they have to pay taxes.
I'm only one call away.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Save the day. Superman got nothing on me.
You think you can get soup? Please, you're wasting everyone's time.
Come along with me and don't be scared.
Has anyone ever been so hot that you have to throw blankets off at night?
Yes.
Yes.
But that's the worst part, because then the monsters come and get you, so you have to stick a foot out.
Why do you stick a foot out?
Because you're cold enough, you get cooled down because you're not completely underneath, but the monsters can't find you because it's only your foot.
When I was a kid and I slept in the same bed with my oldest brother, and he told me about the nasty monsters everywhere, I would pull the blanket all the way over my head, and I'm just roasting hot. But the only thing that was sticking out of the blanket was just my lips, only my lips. I would make this little round hole with the blanket for my lips to stick out. I would just lay under there going, please don't get me. Please don't get me. Please don't get me. Older brothers are brutal.
Tell me about it.
Okay, it's Comedy Parenting Radio, blankets. And I wanted to say something about too hot to sleep under the blankets. I grew up in northern Indiana on the farmhouse, no air conditioning. And in August, when it was 90 degrees at nighttime and 90% humidity, you would lay there and you would throw all the blankets off your bed all night long. You had not even sheets, nothing on top of you. I don't even know why we put blankets on the bed in the summertime. We should have just had a mattress.
Why were you even on a mattress or a bed?
On those kind of nights, no joke, I would go down and sleep in the bathtub because it was nice and cool.
I've slept in the bathtub a couple times because I've roasted.
Yeah. So those of you out in Radio Land, even if you're 7 feet tall, it's too hot to sleep. Go sleep in the bathtub.
I believe everyone in this room has actually slept in a bathtub.
Everyone out in the Radio Land who owns a bathtub has slept in a bathtub sometime in their life.
And the funny thing about when I would go to sleep in a bathtub, I would still bring a blanket.
Yeah, you always bring a blanket to the bathtub.
One of the best things to do with a blanket is a blanket fort. Josiah and I made one and put it out on the deck and slept in it.
You know, you guys had a killer blanket fort in Cruise Ships for Dummies. So you guys listen to our episode, Cruise Ships for Dummies. You're going to hear about a blanket fort unlike any blanket fort in the world.
It was probably the best we ever made.
It's the mother of all blanket forts.
Our magnum opus.
Okay, we've been talking about blankets here in Studio B Comedy Parenting Radio. I want to thank everybody for coming out here today.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And when you guys go, there is a pile of blankets down the laundry room about 8 feet high that needs to be washed. Can you guys get right after that?
That's your guys's.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I shall call him Squishy, and he shall be mine, and he shall be my Squishy.